Hello, hello.
Hey, what's up? What's up,
Hey,
dude?
one sec. Keep talking. I'm just making sure all the volume's good.
Hey, hey, hey. What's up?
Uh,
Yeah, I actually need to turn you up too, now that I think about it.
okay, sweet. How's it
Alright,
going?
cool.
How are you?
Doing pretty well. Just got a day off work, so
Oh, that's
that's
huge.
all nice. Yeah, for real. So, yeah,
Nice.
be
Okay.
nervous. I think I like wrote down some stuff that I felt like I was struggling with in terms of like the mentality stuff and my character and everything.
Yeah, I'm reading through it right now. So, hard plateau to green ranks. Just get super frustrated win or loss. I have a lot of trouble with autopilot. Yeah, same. I feel that. Spent a lot of time grinding execution, but it doesn't translate in ranked matches. I really want to fix my mentality, but also talked about productive practice rather than mindless grinding. Cool. Okay. Um, played melee. Oh, okay. Who'd you play in melee?
Falco mainly, like
Yeah.
99% of the time, I would say.
Sick. Started in mid 2020. Quit a month or so. I'll pick the game back up in summer, quit after a few months. When you quit and restart, was that Tekken or was that Melee?
That was Tekken. That was
Okay, okay.
Tekken.
Currently have 450 hours of writing this. Pretty much only play double gen. Okay, sweet. Um, yeah, okay. So why don't you talk to me, I guess, a little bit about um your like what does like a day of Tekken look like to you? Like if you were to log on and play, what does that look like?
Okay, so basically, I get on and always before I queue up for ranked, I go in and I mean this was pretty recent before I would just kind of do electrics, do wave dashes, do KBDs until I like felt confident. But that
Mm-hmm.
foot was pretty vague and I wasn't finding any kind of like consistency in
Mm-hmm.
ranked doing that. So I changed it to and this it got kind of ridiculous because I'm not consistent enough. So a lot of the time I would be in training mode for like way too long. But I would start out on the right side, or no, I would start out on player one side because I felt like that was my weak side, and I would do what would I do? I would do 25 crouch dashes twice in a row, 25 crouch dashes with like a forward input to dash cancel it
Mm-hmm.
twice in a row, and then I would do 25 like wave dashes, just two though, and then I would do that twice in a row. And then after I did that, because I felt like after I did that, my left hand was good.
Mm-hmm.
So then I would just try to do 10 electrics in a row, and then once I hit 10 electrics, I would do 10 dash electrics and then 10 wave dash electrics, and then I would repeat that on player two side. And it it takes a very, very long time most of
Mm-hmm.
the time. And sometimes I get frustrated, and so I just don't finish that thing because like sometimes it just like the or like the dash electrics or whatever, it just takes me a really long time and I get frustrated. But after I do that, I get on ranked. I pretty much only play ranked. I don't really play unranked because I don't think it's like that fun playing against just random people. I like playing against people who are my skill level.
Yeah.
Um, and uh, I basically just play for I mean, I don't really have like a set amount of time, just however long I kind of feel like, or until I get frustrated sometimes. But I'll play, and I pretty much always just spam rematch, especially when I'm tilted. If
Yeah,
like I play against someone
I feel that.
and I try to figure out what they do, but then eventually I either normally one of two things happen. I either like get frustrated and I'm like, all right, let's get off, or I like rank up and I'm like, cool, that's sick. Like I'll hit warrior, every once in a while, and I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna quit because I got warrior. I'm
Mhm.
feeling good, and so then I'll get off, and then I might like get on later in the day if I feel like playing. But most of the time, that's how my day of teching goes.
Okay,
Uh,
for sure.
so yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I think you say practice mode too much. Honestly, trying to get people in practice mode is like pulling teeth. So I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's good. Keep doing
Oh,
that.
okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We can definitely optimize that time, which I think you were alluding to.
Yeah.
So, how I recommend it, and I have like a video where I kind of do this, but I didn't really go in as depth as I wanted to. But I have a video where basically I show like the way I didn't do this, but it's what I should have done to get better faster. Um, I'll just send the link. You can watch it later. But basically, um, Tekken is a game where knowing your character can be enough, but in general, um, the task of learning what the opponent's character can do starts very early. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah.
so basically, like transferring like even like 10% of your lab time into like seeing what's killing you, probably gonna make a big difference. It's kind of hard without seeing you play, and I don't mind watching you play during the session or something.
Okay.
But we can like, what region are you from?
East Coast,
East Coast.
U.S.
Okay, that's fine. So like, even if we did like a first to like 3 or something, just so I could feel it out, I don't mind doing that.
Okay.
But my point is like, yeah. So you already put in the time and effort, which is really good. So just focusing that up into like building up the defensive work is always going to be good, and everybody can always be doing that. Even top players have to refresh on like good defensive awareness and coverage and
When you
stuff like that.
say good defense, like when you say defense, are you talking about like defenses and knowing what the opponent is doing, or like are you talking? I guess it ties in, but I guess whenever I think of defense, because I come from like like melee, like league and stuff. So whenever I think of defense, I typically think of like in Tekken terms, I think of like spacing and movement. But I guess that does tie into character knowledge as well.
Yeah. So
So
like for example, like knowing that if Falco runs up and does like a nair shine perfectly, you can't like shield grab him, right? Like that's like
yeah, yeah,
defensive awareness, right?
okay,
So
yeah,
um knowing what the opponent's attacks can do and how you can cover that and what you're allowed to do, stuff like that.
okay,
Like frame
okay.
traps, stuff like that.
Hmm.
On one level there's that. And then yeah, on the other level there's like defensive awareness in neutral, like what attacks and what spacings can they threaten and how can I play around that. Now, even at my like even at my level, that doesn't really fully exist. A lot of people will just whiff. So since you practice all this movement, I'm assuming you practice like backdashing and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, up through like very high ranks, you can play this game like fully 2D. There's not a lot of sidestepping you have to do, or even like sidestepping is weird because you're giving up your ability to block to make a hard call out, basically, to get a bigger reward, or to neutralize a
Yeah,
move that might be like really, really good. But because people don't space very well, I usually recommend, and this is actually how I learned, is I didn't learn sidestepping forever. I just literally played the game as backdash, make them whiff, and then punish that. I did
see,
that forever.
that's like pretty much whenever I play Devil Jin, that's like my entire like game plan. But the
Yeah.
problem is, anytime I see them throw out a move, no matter the spacing or anything, if they throw out a move, like I might not know the string, I might not even recognize the move, but I'm instantly just trying to electric the whiff, and most
Yeah.
of the time I
So
get hit for
already
like
we have a good
a second.
idea. Already we have a good idea. So a good habit to get in the muscle memory of is if people stop rematching you after a long series of rematches, immediately go to the replay and start looking for the things that either annoyed you or stressed you out. Those are the two like cues for like, okay, what situations was I put in that, induced this emotional response? And was it because I didn't know how to deal with it? Or is it because the answer is probably didn't know how to deal with it? Because even for me, there's
Yeah,
a lot of stuff I don't know how to deal with. So the answer is usually like, okay, didn't know how to deal with it. Um, can I figure out how to do it by taking that into practice mode? If not, then spamming people in Discord, which is really kind of standard practice at this point. Usually people just skip to the Discord part.
oh,
so
okay.
but yeah, so like that's a good strategy for that. And building, and then you can grind specifically like the whiff punishes that are giving you trouble. So like for example, do you have a character you play against pretty frequently that you know their like kit pretty well?
Yeah, my friend who's blue rank, he plays. I mean, he plays Lily, but I have no clue what Lily does. But most of the time, he'll play Cosme versus me, and
Plays
so I know like
Kazumi.
what Cosme does. Yeah,
Okay. um so
and I've played Cosme, so like I know the basics. I mean, he does a lot of stuff that like I never even knew that Cosme had like a backswing blow and anything. I would
oh yeah,
just
that moves.
watch like Arslan and do what he try to do what he did, but like I know the basic Cosme, like get in, down forward one, sidestep, jab. I know like basically what Cosme's like to do at my level anyway. I
Yeah,
can kind
so
of play around that.
I bring it up because basically, like, a better example might be like, let me see. I'm trying to think of like with punishment stuff. So like Deviljin. Say for example, you're playing against a Deviljin who's throwing out back 2-3 in neutral, right? He's just doing the whole string, even though it doesn't matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You eventually, well, maybe your muscle memory and your autopilot will tell you to just throw out the whiff punish on back 2. But also, like, Deviljin. So like, if he does back 2-3 and you block it, you get like to launch him anyways, right?
Yeah.
I think it's minus 15 exactly. Let me see. Deviljin back 2-3. Yeah, it's minus 15. So unless he gets it at like a late hitbox, you would be able to just down 3+ for it. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you catch yourself just throwing out electric every time the back 2 whiffs, that would be something to do. I would go to practice mode and I would do, back 2, back 2-3, and then practice just raw punishing it instead of whiff punishing it. And then recognizing too, there is a player component. Like, usually if I saw back 2 whiff, I would try to whiff punish it as well, because that's such a big like whiff if they just
Most
don't
of the
do
time,
anything.
yeah. Most of the time, whenever I see Deviljins get back to it's because they mess up the What do
Instant
they
while
mess up
standing.
the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I see like a raw back 2 and then, or like a raw back 2-3, I would have probably tried to whiff punish the back 2 as well. But then if I see the opponent do back 2-3, then it's like taking the mental time to reprogram. And that's the hard part, I think, of playing a high execution character, is there's so much pulling you out of the PvP. And I'm not telling you have to switch or anything, but if you're getting frustrated and you feel like you're not getting better, that's the first, I think, like line of investigation is like, is the mental component difficult to engage with and autopilot difficult to engage with because there's so much demand on your brain to like go to manage your hands. That's a big part of it. Second thing about so first thing, just recapping, is defensive awareness, like backdashing, making whiff punishes happen. It sounds like that's kind of how you approach it. So the second thing is like approaching the game in like a like complete like bulldog, like I don't care like style, right? So like let me show you my stream from yesterday.
Okay.
I actually played Deviljin and it was really funny. Was this one? Yeah, it was this one. All right, can you see my screen?
Mhm.
Cool. So the way I play Deviljin is really degenerate. Oh yeah, this was in tournament. Okay, cool. Even better.
Oh, you played DJ in tournament?
I
That's
did.
pretty sick.
Yeah, I saw
'Cause that's like
Jerry.
my goal is to go to a local and like play.
Oh, you should just go as soon
And I
as
like
possible.
picking Deviljin. Thanks for subbing.
Even if you
For
prepare
real.
the best you can, like I won online tournaments. I went to like a local and I was like choking like basic combos. The feel is so different. You should just go.
Jesus Christ. Drop the IRL combo. Hey, hold
There's
on,
no
this
better
is
practice than
Steve.
just going.
I picked Deviljin
Anyways.
because Rello is funny. And
So I haven't watched your Deviljin or played you, so I don't know how you play. But literally,
That Brute Slayer.
my entire game is I want to hell sweep you and get you to the wall. I don't want anything. Oh, or like raw electric, right?
Yeah,
Very
that's
cool.
yeah.
Very
I just
cool.
spam that move and
Big
then get mad
damage.
whenever
Go
I
down
get
3.
forward 2
Forward 1
instead.
Whoa.
Most of the time.
Some of that.
Gosh, I never. Oh, I need to use that.
That move is one of the stupidest moves in the entire
Yeah, I
game.
saw
Yeah, it
Jerry.
is. It is. I agree.
You'll notice I'm not really playing
shit.
defensively against him because he hasn't really given me a reason
Oh,
to.
this is an Iron Main. I have to change my scoreboard.
If he were to able to like neutralize my electric with like movement or like
Have you
neutralize
considered
my
getting new internet, dude? This is obscene.
if he were able to neutralize my electric with like movement or keep me in check with jabs or things like that, that forces me to play different. That forces because that shuts down crouch dash, and unless you have a really good electric, the jab will be like really disruptive.
Yeah.
And I don't have a good electric, so I'm like,
Hey, what the fuck is this, bro?
So I'm really just playing like, all right, I'm gonna electric at weird timings to see if I can just hit him, and then I'm gonna
Ooh, damn.
sweep. It's so stupid. So
Yeah.
So with electric placement and counter hit or like clipping placement in general, less is more. And that's not to say don't spam it because it's a good move. But for example, a hell sweep is not scary if I know the exact time it's coming and I have a guarantee that it's coming, right? I just know to, you know, duck it. Every move in this game is not scary if you know when it's coming. So the whole fear component or advantage is the ambiguity, right? So if I stand still and the opponent's like, oh, he's not attacking, let me actually like take my turn now, and then they get electric. It's like, wow, I can't do anything. Every time I move, I get hit, right? So the power in this game of the move, because every move has a counter, generally, there are some exceptions, you can generally beat every move that comes at you, and you can expose yourself by doing a move. So the I'm repeating myself, but the advantage in this game is, yeah, like hiding your timing or hiding your when the move is expected to come out is so powerful. The last time, yeah, he's afraid of forward 1+2, so I just get a free sweep. It's really dumb. Anyways, you were saying?
So a big thing with me is like I'm always really scared to go for hell sweep because it's like I'll get launched if I miss it. So I feel like I don't go for it enough. And then I'm always scared because like most people at my rank, like I can see like what they're doing. What they're doing is as soon as like they're down backing to avoid the hell sweep, and then they're backing to avoid the up forward 4 or the forward 4-2 or whatever. But so like I understand that, but I'm always scared to like maybe do an extra crouch dash or like delay it, because then they can just like down forward one me out of like the. Like, I feel like I just play with a lot of fear.
Yeah.
Ironically, not whenever I'm blocking, because I just mash on block because I just don't think about the string. I don't know. It's like I play super scared and neutral, and then I just try to disrespect their offense.
That's exactly how I play, funnily enough. But no, so I totally get that. Like for example, on Noctis, I'm really afraid to throw out down forward 2 whiff punish, because if I mess up, I'm gonna get block punish and die, right? The problem is, and what kind of helped me grow out of that is there are things, like everything entails risk. Even just standing there, you know, it's a sliding scale of risk. Just standing there is obviously not bad, right? But you're open to lows, for example, right? So like I'll lose games where I'll lose tournament games where I eat like 15 of the same low and just die because I'm really too afraid to duck and eat a mid, right?
Yeah, same.
So
I'm so scared of ducking.
Yeah. So we already have a good idea of navigating that fear response, right? A big thing off the top of my head is, remember we were talking about just 2 seconds ago, like it's not scary if we know what move is coming, right?
Yes.
So in the same sense, if hell sweep isn't represented, the opponent no longer has to ever be afraid of Devil Jin. Because electric's fast, but can lose to like jabs and keep out, like, you know, depending on timing. It can also be ducked, right? So there's that. Demon Paw is safe, but doesn't really do anything if they block it. Same with up forward 4. The whole reason Devil Jin's mids are scary is because hell sweep exists. So if you remove that, he doesn't become a scary character anymore. Right, you've boiled down the opponent's options into stand block, and that's just so easy to play. Like they don't have to run any like calculation, they don't have to run any like risk reward. There's no fear response in them to take advantage of. Like it's all built on each other. So for example, if you sweep someone 3 times and they don't want to guess, what are they likely to do? They're likely to mash, because mashing out of or like trying to, you can call it mashing and call it keep out. Either way, it's a button pressed to avoid dealing with a mix-up, right?
Yes.
And that is the response we want to induce, because we've made them afraid. They're willing to whiff a button, and then that opens up whiff punishment. But the whiff punishment, you know, it will happen. But on paper, there's no reason a whiff should happen if you've made the opponent, if you've given the opponent no reason to be afraid, right? If they're not afraid to hit a button, they're not gonna whiff. Or sorry, if they're not afraid of your mix-up, they have no reason to hit a button. They can just block, let you fizzle out, and then do what they need to do. But aside from this conceptual stuff, it really boils down to, like, yeah, if you're you're afraid to duck, right? And at the same time you're
Yeah.
afraid to do hell sweep. So
Yes.
there's a middle ground here where, you know, if somebody is killing you with lows, at some point you have to duck. And
Yeah.
it like
Oh, for
having a
sure.
tendency of not wanting to duck is like fine. Like that's like there's a lot of players I know like that. Like I'm like that. But that's one thing to consider is like
fix my hair in case I put it on YouTube. Oh my god.
that's one part. And then the second part is yeah, like if they're not afraid of hell sweep, why would they ever eat one of your mids unless they're like trying to come in and attack you and you counter hit them, right? And this also kind of plays into I think the high execution character thing. Like if you're like these PvP analyses of like, oh, okay, I'm really just dying to lows, or oh, okay, he's really just stand blocking. It's hard to do when you're doing a lot of stuff with your hands, right? Or like trying to calculate an entire movement.
That's what, because I feel like, I don't, like I said, I don't really play Kazumi anymore.
Mhm.
But whenever I do play her, I definitely feel like I'm making more. I mean, not always. A lot of the time, I'm autopiloting. I'm not gonna say always, but I'm more like I do like to think I'm more aware of at least like what I'm actually doing.
Yeah.
Not even what I'm actually doing, but what like my opponent is doing. In
The character
response.
forces you to, because it like you don't get you don't have like electric. You don't get like massive damage off of them accidentally tapping forward. You get all your damage off of poking them down, trapping them in situations where they want to act a certain way. Like they want to move here. Oh, 1/1 tracks them. Oh, they want to attack here. Magic 4 counters them. You know, so it's like it's built on beating your opponent's responses. So that makes sense. But yeah, those are my initial ideas. I think it would be beneficial if we played a bit and we could feel it out. You want to do that?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Nice punish.
I'm worried that I don't know. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I've been in
it's all
training
good.
mode a while and I haven't been hitting electrics, but I will absolutely try my best.
That's fine.
Hopefully, get you'll get a feel for how I play. I do have I have some replays saved as well.
Yeah, you can show me those too. I just
Okay.
want to play so I can understand. It's not like
Yeah,
yeah.
I got you. I got you. Hold on. How do we do this? Most of the time, my Steam friends just invite me, so.
Oh, I'll make a I'll make a lobby and then you can search session.
Okay.
I'll let you know when it's up.
Okay. While you're making the lobby though, does it make like one thing that I wrote, because I have like a text document of like stuff that I like have issues with,
Mhm.
and one thing in here is in League they use the term, oh okay, in League they use the term it's like called coin flip. I'm sure you've heard of it, but that's
Hmm.
kind of how I describe my games, where it's like I'm playing and then like stuff happens and my opponent and I might as well just be flipping a coin to decide
Yeah.
the outcome of the game. So
Mhm.
I was wait, on begin searching. Oh, okay, cool.
That's funny you say that because you describe yourself as not wanting to hell sweep. So it's almost like you might be coin flipping on like certain things, but also like if you're not showing them tails, why would they ever, you know, be afraid of it? But
Yeah.
yeah.
Welcome to the
I
King
guess.
of Iron Fist Tournament 7.
Well, I'll explain it after.
Steve Fox.
Yeah, and this ain't like a tournament set or anything, so you can like ask me anything like during or whatever. Like that's fine.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not very good against Steve.
That's okay.
This is a character that I play against a decent amount though, so.
Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight. KO. Round 3. Fight.
Oh shit!
KO.
Ah. Dang.
Round 4. Fight.
Oh boy.
KO.
Thank
Final round. Fight.
Oh shit!
Oh my god. Holy crap. That's crazy. Yo, are we going again? Or are we playing best
Yeah,
of five?
we're running at first of 3.
Cool, cool. Okay, that's cool.
That was tight.
Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight.
That was on accident.
KO. Round 2.
Are you plus on that
Fight.
hit?
Plus
On
1.
that low? Oh, okay. Damn.
KO.
That works on a
Round
lot of
3.
people in my rank, honestly.
It fucks me up too, no lie.
Ooh. Damn. How plus are you on the like
Get ready
jump
for the
punch
next
thing?
battle,
Oh,
battle,
good question.
battle.
Pretty fucking plus. Let me see.
Okay, I figured that's why I didn't. That's the button I wasn't sure.
+9 to +13.
Damn.
It's a really shitty situation. But you want to walk it to the left if you read it.
Wait, are you supposed to sidestep? I thought you sidestep Steve to the right.
You sidestep moves, not characters. So
Oh, okay.
generally, if they tell you to sidestep a character,
Round one.
they're trying to overgeneralize.
Fight.
Every character has moves
Oh.
that most characters have moves that cover both ways. So like here, I'm gonna do this on a predictable timing, and you just walk left.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now try walking right.
Okay.
So Steve's is linear, right? That tells you something about that,
Yeah.
right? So you can go either way. But I see most people walk it to the left because it looks easier. A big reason also you walk left is I think it dodges this. So try walking left here. Yeah, that's why. Walk right.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. Wow, it actually goes both ways. So if your timing is good, you can get around both. The problem is it's so. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why people walk left is for this, and it also covers running 2. You only lose to this, but that's not the end of the world. This does nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
All right.
Oh.
I don't know that combo. That was one
Time
actually.
up.
Yeah.
Round two. Fight. KO. Round three. Fight.
Damn. Was that 3 or do we go again?
That was 2-1.
Okay. Okay.
Get ready for the next battle. Round one. Fight.
Damn it! I tried to be sick.
I mean, it was good execution. I just wasn't ducking. No.
KO.
Oh.
Round two. Fight.
Ooh, whoops.
KO. Round three. Fight. Perfect. Round 4. Fight.
Oh my god, that went so far.
Yeah, isn't his?
Final
I think it's
round.
his longest range.
Fight.
Low. Ah, that's good.
That's tough.
Fuck.
KO.
GG's.
Yeah, honestly, like I feel like you play fine, so it's probably a lot of tilt. Like I feel like you play pretty decently. Like a lot of shit. Like the main critique I would have is just I mean you adjust it, but I was doing like the 1-2-1-2 duck, and then you would jab check, and that would die to my uppercut, right?
Yeah, I thought the 1-2-3-4 thing. I swear I thought that shit was punishable.
It is if they
Because
don't go. It is if they don't go into stance. That's one of the cheap things about Steve is like you go into lab and it shows -10, but if he goes into stance, it's safe.
Oh.
That's really
Okay.
it's really stupid. I hate it, but that's
But
Steve.
can you go into stance and then block? Or
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's the dumb thing. And then you started down forward wanting, which was a good adaptation, but that still gave me info. It's like, okay, I know he's going to press anyways. So then that led to me getting more back ones because I would just set up situations where I thought you were going to press and then just hit back one instead. It didn't happen that much, so like you were still pretty good about, being a little disciplined, but in general it was just like I could sense like there was the desire to respond versus just being willing to backdash, disengage, and then just end.
Yeah,
and then-
that's like I swear I think that's my biggest problem is that I always want to get my turn back and
Yeah.
just start running offense. Like
Yeah.
I don't really like I'm down to play neutral if the person is just wanting to whiff in my face, but if they're not, I don't want to play neutral. I just want to play offense and try to get some hits in, I guess.
Let me share my screen and I'll show you where your opportunities came from, and maybe that will help.
Okay, that's cool.
Um,
Hold on, I can't see it for some reason. Oh, okay, watch stream. There we go.
okay, looks like I lost a game in there. Why don't we have these saved?
Damn, I should save those replays actually.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so I'm missing one, but that's fine. Damn, it's the one I don't have the one you won.
No, it's fine.
Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight.
So like even though you counter hit me there, that's like giving me
That
intel.
was on accident.
Oh,
That
okay,
was on
okay.
accident.
I'm like that's a good choice, honestly, but it still gives me information on terms of like knowing you're
Yeah.
gonna respond, which is the main critique. Other critique I have is there's some combo optimization that can happen here, but I'll show that later. Do kind of hit this. Oh, is that supposed to be a hell sweep?
Oh, where?
This jump, this thing.
Yep, yes it was. I get that a lot. Because I tried to do the hell sweep for some reason
KO.
in the same timing
Yeah.
that I would do an electric.
Round 2.
Oh,
And
I
it
see.
just it
Fight.
even though I know it's you obviously don't have to do that. Yeah, I thought I would hit the wall there as well with that combo.
Yeah. Alright. So because I'm let me show this situation. I dropped the combos, whatever. So look at this. Look at your inputs here. Look at what happens. So I counter hit, and then I dash, and I do nothing, right? And that's just to delay my timing because I think you're gonna press again, and then I go, and then it hits your I don't know if that was hell sweep or down 4 or something, but I hit that.
That was supposed to be back 4, I think, because I was
Okay.
trying to counter hit you.
Gotcha. Then I wait a bit. Then I hit. Then I hit. Now I'm just harassing. And I didn't have the confidence to go. I didn't have the confidence to go for like a back one here. Got me out of that. That's good. Yeah. It was a lot of attack, and then I'm gonna wait because I feel like you're gonna respond, and then I'll hit you again. And then I'll wait, and then I'll hit you again. And then when you actually stop responding, then I just harass you with actual mix-ups. And then when the stress level seems high, I go for this dumb thing again and catch you jab checking. So it's a lot of like what can I do to make the opponent not want to block? And then the opportunity.
Yeah, and that's like exactly Steve's game plan, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what you yeah.
It's Steve's game plan, but it's also very it's very Tekken in that sense of like you're always trying to make the opponent not block. Stop holding back.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Okay,
because-
so it's not a Steve specific thing.
No. Well, Steve needs to do it to win, but every character can do it. And if it's a very Tekken thing, like it's humor me because it's a silly question. But what's the point of the game? How do you win the game?
By getting your opponent, by hitting your opponent, getting his life bar to 0.
Yeah, life bar to 0 or time runs out, right? And you're having a
Yeah,
lead,
yeah.
right? So how do you get them to do that? Well, if they're holding back all the time, you hit them low, right?
Yeah.
So they stop hitting back, or they want to play. So there's two things: you hit them low, or they decide they want to play, so they stop holding back. Those are the two things. So, if they are willing to just keep eating lows, then you just give them lows. If they're, if they want to play, then you catch them when they're holding forward. And that's why I wish I had game 1, is because game 1, you're like you did like these backdash electric timings that would just blow me up for wanting to play. So I had to stop trying to play in order to not die to that. But like the game you won, that was like 90% of what was happening. It's like situations where we would disengage, I would tap forward for a split second because I just like, hey, it's time for me to play the game. Then your electric would clip me. So that's like good. That's like what you want to do. But as you notice, there were times where I would stop insisting that I had to play. Like I would just backdash, and then that electric stopped working. So
Yeah, I noticed after game 1, it's like I don't even think I hit
round.
2 more electrics the whole set.
Yeah, so
After game
I
1,
like
now that think
in
about
this range 1 basically, or range 2 ish. That terminology makes sense, right? Range 1, range 2.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So in these ranges, I just stopped pressing like forward in like after disengaging. So
Yeah,
I would
'cause
come
that's
in.
like the exact point that I want to electric because, I mean, yeah, that's where I like to fish for it. I guess at that range.
So you have a good like layer 1 electric. It's like the opponent wants to do something, so I cover that. Now the next level up is like, okay, they stopped doing that. How do I keep electricing them? It's fine.
Yeah, I missed my electric combo there. I don't even know if that's optimal. Honestly, I still do all the season 3 combos. I haven't learned any of the new stuff.
Yeah, so
Probably should,
funnily enough, because you spend all your time in practice mode, I would actually say this electric and execution is one of those things where raw hours doesn't necessarily translate to better execution. Sorry, I meant to go to practice mode.
Yeah, I noticed one thing, cause like, one thing that I started doing like pretty recently. I mean, I took a break from playing yesterday because I got frustrated. But one thing that I started doing recently is instead of just grinding that movement over and over, I really tried to break it down and figure out like what's happening when I miss it.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good.
That really helped me out, and trying to find a way like before I would hit an electric, but it would be completely like, how do I explain it? Like the movements like the inputs at the bottom, they would be completely random in terms of like, I mean, not completely random, but you know what I mean? Like it wasn't consistent. So I
Right,
tried to
so you
find a way
tried to clean it up.
do the electric where it is consistent and I can get it like my goal for it is to where I can, number one, I can do it like kind of without thinking about it in games, but also like obviously it's not reasonable to be able to get it 100%. But you know, if I can get it most of the time I want it, I mean that's pretty vague, but like, I think you get what I'm trying to say. Like
Yeah.
where I can make it a part of like my game plan.
Yeah, so what I was gonna say is like even in like music and stuff like that, a lot of like scales and things like that, people benefit more from like 5 to 10 minutes a day over a week than trying to do 70 minutes in one day. Like because it's a matter of kind of setting up your like your nervous system, like your subconscious, like your thought, all that stuff takes generally like time and kind of a relaxed approach to be able to reprogram. Now, if you're having fun with it, that's obviously fine. Keep doing it. But I think that dividing your time between like, okay, I'm going to practice electrics. Because like I don't do dedicated electric practice. This has come up from just randomly trying to do it like over like a bunch of years.
Yeah.
But I do think breaking down the movement is a good idea. I think there's nothing bad about that. But one thing that was worth working on is this combo consistency. So a lot of your combos are kind of, you did say season 3, which is fine, but they weren't optimized to get to the wall. Like I saw one of these. Just knowing your options. So like after tailspin, are they far away? Maybe I can do scraper. Maybe they hit the wall, maybe not. Oh, that's not it.
The one that I do at that range, what do I do to hit the wall? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I do after the screw. Well, I never do the double electric. That shit is.
Yeah, that's just me. I like the double electric combo.
But yeah, whenever I get the thing, I will do. What will I do? Instead of doing the 2 jab, where you did the 2 jab, I'll do the what is it? The 1+4 thing? Yeah, that.
Yeah, that'll work.
I do that.
Another
anytime,
thing.
like I want carry, that's what I'll do.
Oh, this is what I was talking about. Hell sweep combo.
Oh, hell.
That's a good adjustment. Yeah. So this, you did this, and then you were kind of stuck, and then you did another one, which is fine.
Oh
but,
yeah, that's like my go-to.
But if you don't know the wall, getting this 2 jab to that completely changes like how good that combo is.
Oh, okay, getting that 2 jab. Yeah, that 2 jab is hard. But
So the trick that I was taught by a Devil player in Europe is instead of trying to do forward 2, like this is what people told me to do. Right? Forward 2. You see my input?
Yeah.
What he does is he just holds forward until Devil collides with the enemy hitbox and then presses 2. So I'll show that. So he just runs until it hits and then presses 2. So I was a bit late, but yeah.
Like release to neutral and then press.
Yeah, you have to, because if you don't release the neutral, you get forward 2.
Yeah, forward 2. Yeah.
Like that. But and then and then Heaven's Gate Oki. I saw you try Hell Sweep a few times, but even stuff like just down 4, down 3, down laser, but mainly just to set up this shit.
That's what you want to set up at the wall, basically. Once you're at the wall, that's what you need to think about, right? Is that?
Yeah. And if your opponent isn't afraid of it, then make them pay for it. And if they get hit by it once, that should be enough. But honestly, I've been in tournament situations where I get hit by it, forget about it, and then I get hit twice, and then I lose. So, because what, 75 damage? So like, so this is what, 100 damage? Yeah. So then one of these just kills. So yeah. So optimize your wall carry, because Devil ideally is get one hit, end the game with a wall.
Yeah.
Ideally. So know your like wall carry distances, try on different stages, and try different combos. So like sometimes you can't get the wall no matter what you do. So like if I backdash a few times, I don't think you get the wall here. But that's fine, because then you can set up things like that. Your up forward 4 usage was pretty good. Like you saw me ducking, so you actually did it. It didn't feel very autopilot to me. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. I noticed obviously that things got harder for you when I started going in more, which is kind of natural, right? Like, it's easier to run your offense if you're not afraid of getting hit. Yeah, just like don't forget about these options. Like, even if somebody's attacking you, stuff like that, you do have like you don't have to block and then ping pong with jab. When I say that, I mean like, oh, it's my turn, let's jab. Oh, it's my turn, let's down forward one. You can backdash to disengage. For example, something you can do is like, how does my opponent behave here? Like at this spacing. Do they always come in? Do they dash block in? Do they come in with a string? A lot of players will come in with a string, right?
Yeah, for like 99% of players at this range will just throw out a string in my rank.
Right. So like right here, what would Heihachi probably do? They'd probably do some of this, right? Or like maybe right, that probably
that one a lot.
Some of that. Probably try some of what, like that, you know, stuff like that. Or like
a lot of people also, if they're playing a hop kick character, they'll just hop kick and hope that I run into it.
So a big strategy you could do already is just create this spacing, and if you know they're going to behave a certain way, it's create the spacing and then electric.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So you're not trying. So basically, you're not trying to like necessarily react. You're just setting up the spacing and then doing electric.
Right. It's setting up the spacing because at that spacing, I know they behave a certain way.
Oh. Okay.
So like here, I can throw out electric and hope they stop holding back, or I can step here and I know they're gonna stop holding back because they want to hit me because they want to play the game. And big mistake, you don't get to play the game. You know? Like,
yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense actually. You need to pay attention to how people act at different ranges.
So save that replay. Save that replay of where you were hitting me with electric and watch the situations before. Actually, can you share your screen with me and share that specific replay, the one where you were killing me over and over again?
Yeah. Hold on. How do I? Okay, share screen. Let's see here. Can I just do this? Hold on. How do I? Screens. There we go. Screen one. Go live. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Second 7. My replays. Hold on. Let me. How do I save these? Add.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's that one. The 2-3 where you won. Yeah, play it
Okay.
from your perspective, or play it from my perspective, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. It has my inputs. Nice. So because of our conversation, I just spammed lows. I was just like, all right, is he gonna?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you figured that out because you started blocking them, but that was like my strat. Okay, yeah. So rewind real quick.
Okay.
Look at how the hell sweep hits. It's basically I'm coming in and I think it's my time to play, and I go in. I come in and I block thinking you're gonna electric, and then I just eat a hell sweep. So if I went in and ducked to dodge the electric, that would have been different, but I didn't do that, so I got hit. So that gives you intel, right? Like he comes in and dash blocks. The hell sweep's pretty good against that. So
Yeah, now I notice you're dash blocking a lot at this range. How did I hit that?
Yeah, exactly. This is a good question to ask. And sometimes you can go too deep, which is what I do, but there's nothing wrong with that.
That's my problem, dude. I would play League in 2020 whenever I was trying to hit gold as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And I would sit there and watch a situation for no shit 15-20 minutes. Like one situation.
So in those circumstances, it's usually better to do it with another person, so you can like bounce ideas. Doing it in the vortex by yourself can like super tunnel vision, and I have a huge tunnel vision problem, so that's like a direct self experience. Is sometimes shit just happens. Okay, rewind that. This is good. Yeah, there we go. Hit low. Hit the low. I get punished. Okay. So I ate a punish, sidestep, disengaged, and then I dashed in. So rewind 3 more times or something. Yeah, this is good. So pause right as you hit me with as you block this. Okay, now pause. Now watch my inputs.
Okay.
Pause. Yeah. So I sidestep, hold back because that would cover you like coming in with an instant attack, right?
Right.
Like if you were to do forward 2, I would have beaten that. Or you can call it autopilot movement. Either way, it doesn't matter. Basically, it's I got punished, one like tempo or one like beat happens, and then play as I go in, and then pause. Look at that. So at the spacing you generated, at the frames you generated, your electric timing just murdered me. And this is like right as I'm about to try to dash block. So if you hit play, I should hold back like right as I get hit. Yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah, damn.
So this is the kind of thing where you have to kind of start to have faith in your electrics and just play as if it's going to work. Because you want to see things
Okay.
like this. You want to see things where you block my move, you punish my move, I disengage, and then I try to come in right away, and then you murder me. And that was around spacing like 2.5 or like maybe 3.
Yeah.
The in-game unit said 2.9, but like realistically, like if you rewind again and look at the spacing where we disengage, so block, punish, and then pause.
Hold on.
So block, punish, and then so look at this spacing, and then
Yeah, 2.1.
let me backdash one, and then pause. There. So this spacing,
Okay,
you
3.
basically had intel that. So in game it says 2.85. This is probably like 2.5 backdashes. So
Yeah.
but then electric here kills me at the situation, right? So go ahead, play. All right, so
Yep.
we're gonna watch for when the next electric hits. Does it look similar?
Okay.
And in game, when you're doing this in game, it's obviously gonna be very like free flowing and very.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
the
god!
exact same situation.
So
It's
rewind
literally
real
the
quick.
exact same situation.
Rewind real quick. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
hold on. So it's after this one.
Yeah.
After this one.
so I block, you're down 3. I punish. Now pause. Oh no! Wow,
Yep.
it is the same
It's
situation.
the exact
Literally
same
block
situation,
low while standing 4-4, and then I bet I sidestep or backdash. Let's see. I
Yeah,
backdash.
backdash, and then we're chilling
Yep, and then play.
in a similar range, and
Yeah.
that's how I should be thinking
Yep, go ahead, play it.
about that though, right? Like, but then
Oh shit. Okay, I see
Yo,
now.
can you
I
hear me?
can hear
Okay,
you again
okay.
now. It cut out
Sorry,
for a
my
while.
internet has been so bad. Okay.
Now we're good. Okay.
So
So what were you saying?
So we're on
Oh my god, it's cursed.
to be. Oh no. Did I- can
Hello?
you hear me?
Okay. Hey, I moved the server to US East, so try again, see if it's better.
Okay. Okay.
If it doesn't work, that's fine. But we already saw 2 situations where it was literally the exact same, which is hilarious. I didn't even think it was that similar. I thought it was going to be more like a spacing thing.
Okay. Can you see my screen? Oh shit. My bad. My bad. My bad.
You good?
Okay. Can you see
Yeah,
everything?
yeah.
Okay. Cool. 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 Okay. So we're at the beginning of round 3. So
Okay.
I hit you with those 2 electrics in round 2,
Mhm.
and then this is where we are. And
Okay, perfect.
yeah, see, I just love like that's actually. But is that good? Like that seems like an autopilot habit that at that range I just love to electric.
Yeah, so it's probably autopilot because it works. So that's your so call that your layer 1. That's your default. Call that your
That's
layer.
what? That's what now?
Call that your layer 1, like your default game plan. Like I'm gonna backdash
Okay.
here and I'm gonna throw out electric to cover that. Okay. And then when it stops working, you need a plan past that layer 1.
Hold. o- Okay. How do I?
Oh fuck. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So
Is
it looks
everything
like you
good?
probably can't stream and talk to me at the same time, which is fine. That's okay. We saw what we wanted to see. That was like 2 situations
Okay.
that worked. So
Cool. Cool. Cool.
go ahead, like stop share screen, and or I'll stop
Yeah.
watching. All right.
Okay.
So let's
But
talk about that.
what I was saying is I guess that's the difference, right? It's like whenever I hear that or whenever I see that happen and I hit you with it twice and then I do it a third time, I think in my mind, I'm not thinking of it as like a late to an electric twice, and oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hold
So
on.
last I heard was I'm not thinking of it as.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna just give me one
Yeah,
second.
you
I'm
good.
gonna
You good.
switch to my phone
Yeah, go for it.
on
Go for it.
my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no
That
worries.
way it's not on my internet. Okay.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now we're not on my shitty ass internet. Okay. Um, so what I was saying is in terms of that like electric situation, the way if I didn't have you here, the way I would think about that is I would think, damn, that electric worked twice, but that's just me autopiloting. I need to fix that. I'm not thinking of it as like a layer one, layer two kind of thing. Like I've never thought of it or any situation like that. I think of it as, and I guess it's now that I think about it, it's the wrong way to think about it. But that's how I've always thought about stuff. So then what do I do?
Yeah,
Like,
so I get the sense that if you're gonna think you're gonna autopilot all the time, then you're gonna autopilot all the time, right? So uh it's good to reframe it, right? So like step one is like your default behavior and your opponent's default behavior, right? And
Right.
sometimes your default behavior will just murder your opponent, like it did in game one there. Like your default behavior just murdered the way I wanted to play. Where it was like, oh, I eat a punish, I respect the frames a bit, and then I immediately just assume we can just play, like back to normal. But you're gonna put out a keep out move, so I have to play around that. So I might have to disengage twice. I might have to disengage and just wait and let you come in. There's like alternate outcomes there. But basically, yeah, it was like a sorry, my brain just totally exploded. Yeah, so layer one, you just call that like your default behavior, and then you assess whether that's working against the opponent. And then if it's not working, you have the capability to do more. And like that, you were still able to win like rounds outside of the electric not just hitting. Like you were able to sweep me at timings where I was just blocking, stuff like that. Where it got hard was when I started pressing my offense against you, and then that is another thing to adapt to. So like layer one was like, oh, my opponent's pretty passive, and then my electrics are clipping him when he wants to come in. Then you can call it layer two, where like, oh, he's not really coming in anymore, I have to come in. And then you play that kind of stacking game. And then another alternate like branch is, oh, my opponent is kind of passive. Now instead of being passive, he flips to being very aggressive. So how do I deal with that, right? So there's a few different branches of where it can go, but in this case, it happened like I tried both, and both were successful outside of just doing what I was doing by default. But sorry, you had a question?
Yeah. So whenever I feel like the people that I struggle with the most are people that just come at me with strings, come at me with wake up kicks. They don't want me to be able to set up my 50-50.
And that's also
even the threat, even like they won't even let me threaten the 50-50.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to, I just don't know how to deal with that. Like
that's also very anti-Devil Jin, I should say. Like that is kind of, even at a controlling Devil Jin is huge. So we're a bit low on time, but I will share with you some ideas for that, and then you can let me know how that goes. You can like DM me like, hey, this is working, hey, this isn't working. So basically, and I would stay longer, I just have like a million appointments.
I completely understand for sure.
Yeah. But basically, Devil Jin has strategies to answer that too. So your default is your 50-50, right? But if your opponent is stuffing your offense, you have ways to create control. So I think it's instant while standing 4. Let me double check the frames. It's either down forward 4 or instant while standing 4. Okay, it's while standing 4. So Devil Jin while standing 4 is +8. Devil Jin down forward 1 on hit is +8. Devil Jin jab on hit is +8. Basically, all of your small Tekken moves create a +8 situation. Devil Jin back 4 after is 17 frames. So
so it's guaranteed.
So
it's literally they can't jab out of it.
Yeah. So they can power crush, but that's like crackhead stuff, right? So you can deal with that too.
Yeah.
But basically, if your opponent is rushing you down, you have access to let me see down back 1. Yeah, you have access to all of these fast pokes that if you hit them and they insist on continuing pressing, you have counter hit options out of. You also have really cheesy stuff like up 4, things like that. You can do things to completely stuff your opponent's offense to make them afraid. And if they refuse to be afraid, then that's where like spam backdash and make them whiff is really, really good. Some characters will have stance stuff to mitigate that, like Hwoarang and things like that. But in general, that will become a defensive exercise, which you already are willing to put in the time in practice mode. So just reallocate some of that to, I think, combo awareness and defensive awareness. And if you need help with that, we can look into that later too.
Okay. Well, I really, really appreciate it, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, dude. If you
for
have
the
any
time.
extra questions or something, feel free to DM me. I can answer throughout the day. Just gotta, yeah.
Okay. Okay. For sure. Well, are you gonna like? Is there gonna be like a YouTube video or like a? Did you record this at all?
Yeah, I'll record this. I just need a moment.
Okay. Cool. I just wanted to know if I would be able to rewatch this back or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
but-
I gotta go, but thank you so much, and I will send this to you.
Okay, for sure. Bye, dude. Have a good day.
Bye.